Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, as you come into the chat, be sure to drop your elephants and your crowns and let me know where you're watching from. We have some Real Housewives of Potomac information to cover, and I said, you know what? Why don't I just go live and talk to you about it? And exclusively, our Team Kempire and Royal Court members have received the backstage link, and they will be the only ones able to call in today to talk about this hot topic. Just another little surprise perk to being a member of the channel. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to the TheKempire.com and you will be able to join there. Again, shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members that support the channel. But shout out to everyone that watches, likes, and supports the channel as well. You don't have to become a member, but we do appreciate our members and our subscribers. I see everyone's already in the chat. I see you guys, what's going on. Shout out to my moderators. Guyana's in the building. San Francisco's in the building. To our Team Kempire and Royal Court members, head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube page and click on the community tab. The link will be visible to our members only, and that will give you access to the backstage. We will be taking callers in just a moment. So as you know, we've been covering the Real Housewives of Potomac's latest season, and there's been lots of drama, specifically with Candiace Dillard Bassett. A lot of people have a lot of opinions. We've shared quite a few of those opinions here on the platform. And now, according to Candiace, and we kind of talked a little bit about this because of some of the comments that were in our live chat, that says that Candiace was blaming being drunk for her behavior during the salad toss that we saw in this past week's episode. So as I said to you before, watching this last episode and seeing the way that this sort of escalated and seeing Candiace go from really trying to instigate a conversation, a battle, an argument with Mia was uncomfortable. And for it to go from being the one inciting the conversation and the fight to crying about the fight was kind of strange to me. It was strange to me. But of course, there are a lot of people that have felt very impassioned about this topic. And Mia and Candiace are on social media battling again. Now, Mia is posting out things on her Instagram. We will go there in just a second. I do want to give people an opportunity to come into the chat. Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. Team Kempire and Royal Court members, the backstage link has already been posted on the Kempire Daily YouTube community tab. We're live on multiple platforms, including Facebook, the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live also on Twitch and Twitter. Shout out to our Twitch and Twitter fam. I appreciate you all being there. We will be posting exclusive live content on those platforms, so be sure that you're following us on everything, including Instagram. All right, let's get into this. Tara. Yeah. Here's the thing. So this lady, Candiace Dillard Bassett, as I said to you before, look, I'm going to call it a meltdown. I'm going to call it a meltdown on the show this past week. And a lot of people have been sharing their opinions, and I'm going to share just some of the things that she has been sharing on her social media in response to everyone's opinions. And I know that can't be easy. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not giving Candiace a pass here, but I also know that it can't be easy doing a reality show like this one and people that have such a big opinion about some of the things that you've said or done on the show, people rooting for you to be kicked off the show. Look, I'm never going to tell someone that, oh no, that's not true. I do it all the time when we talk about Leah from the Real Housewives of New York. Damn. At least I check myself. So she took to her social media and she was answering some of the questions. And some of the questions talked about the fight that we saw this past week between Candiace and Mia. So here are some of the comments that people were posting. Let me just make sure these are the comments that I want to show first. Okay, hold on, y'all. Way too many screens open. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so this first comment says question they sent to Candiace on her Twitter, and they asked this question. They said, question, do you think you would have kept your cool more if you weren't under the influence? And so this is just answering responding to another question that another response that she posted here, where the person says, "You have no real." Well, not that. Oops, sorry, y'all. Where's my? Oh. Oh, here we go. So she posted this first. So someone responded to her and said, "Girl, you overreacted." And then she responded, "Meh, I was drunk." A lot of them were drunk. G was drunk. They all were drinking. But this is not the first time that we've seen behavior like this from Candiace. So another person asked another question and they said this: "Do you think you would have kept your cool more if you weren't under the influence?" And she says, "For sure." A lot of you have already had opinions on this. I don't know if that's true, Candiace. Were you drunk during the butter knife situation? Were you drunk during the Monique situation? Were you drunk during when you were texting uh Karen to go to the fiery pits of hell? Or any other moment where we've seen you just completely lose it or have a temper tantrum? All right. So if you're just joining us, Candiace Dillard Bassett is saying that she was drunk, and that's part of the reason why she was not able to keep her cool during the salad toss episode that we just saw between her and Mia. Okay. This has continuously happened on the show. As I said before, multiple times. This is the first time, though, I've seen that Candiace is using the "I was drunk" excuse. Miss Brooks says, "Exactly, Kempire. Was she drunk when she wished harm on the young man that passed away?" Well, that part. Forgot about that. Um, hey, Aaliyah. Exactly, Kempire. Tara says, "No accountability again." I mean, she is in true housewife form. None of the housewives usually have any accountability, but this is a different situation. This is a different situation, guys. If you're just joining us, we're talking about Candiace Dillard Bassett saying that she was drunk, and that's why she was not able to keep her cool during her argument with Mia Thornton during this last episode. Don John says, "Blame it on the alcohol." And we're not going to deny that they were drinking. They all were drinking in this episode. We could also talk about G and his behavior. I don't know if we're talking enough about G, Gordon, Mia's husband's behavior. Although he wasn't considered an angry drunk, he wasn't inappropriate. Are we not going to talk about that? He was very inappropriate, especially how he was talking and making those licking gestures to Karen. I mean, she made very light of it, and I think it's because of her friendship with Mia. But if it was like Michael Darby, I think it would be a whole other different situation. I think a lot of people were very uncomfortable. Girls. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I can see it in my head because the editors kept on playing it. Kept on playing it. Elaine says drinking is a choice. And if you can't handle your liquor, you shouldn't be drinking. I'm adding that to Elaine's comment. Shout out to our Royal Court and Team Kempire members. If you are a member of the channel, we've already posted the call-in link. We already have several people backstage. We will only be providing the call-in link for our members for this live. That's just a surprise perk of being a member of the channel. So shout out to our members and thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you to everyone for supporting the channel. So Candiace is saying that she was drunk and that's why she had the behavior that she had. And as I said before, I feel as if that, yes, that's an excuse. As you saw the thumbnail, excuses, excuses, excuses for moments like this. Moments like this. I'll put this back up. Hold on, y'all. So it doesn't end there. So in regards to the other ladies, hold on. Where is my? Here we are. In regards to the other ladies, and I'm sure you've been hearing the multiple interviews and stories and her actions on social media where she feels as if none of the ladies have had her back. Giselle and Robin both have said she's she goes overboard with some of the things that she says. They definitely do not have her back. If you saw the recent episode where she's excited when they arrive, so we get one side of their friendship on camera, and then when they're doing separate interviews, there's definitely a divide in the group. And even Wendy really didn't come to Candiace's defense, not that she should have in this particular instance, didn't come to her defense during this episode. And I think that's part of the reason why Candiace probably feels she has no real friends on the show. But if you've been watching Housewives as long as we have, we know that there are no real friends on any of these shows. If anything, the only real friends are the Green Eyed Bandits. Those are probably like the only real friends that we see on any of these shows. And it's almost to a fault. All right. So Candiace doesn't believe she has any real friends. I don't believe anyone can be Candiace's friend. Who is Candiace's friends? Who are the women in Candiace's life besides her mom that she hangs out with that are her real friends? I don't follow her on social media, but I've seen her Instagram. I don't see some of those friends. And I can't imagine that that what we see on the Real Housewives of Potomac is just a glimpse into who Candiace is, because we've seen Candiace for a few years now. You can't really blame editing when all we are getting is pretty much the same Candiace. Earlier this season, I said she was giving us a very different side to herself, and I felt like it was very strategic. Her being around the kids, her showing her working, and doing these different things, and then her storyline with Chris being the husbander. It was very strategic. And I was like, you know what? I can't blame her. I can't blame her for doing that, because you know what? She should be thinking about what her next move is after the show. So many of these women don't think that far ahead, and they end up leaving the show or not being renewed, and they have nothing else. So she is trying to do music. Some of you have said that you've listened to the music. You think the music is good. You think she's very talented. I've heard only a couple of songs. I think they're decent. But I've said to you guys multiple times, one thing that I understand in regards to the music business, it's not just about talent. People have to feel a connection to you. People have to like you. You have to have a likable personality. And based on what I'm seeing, although all of you want her off the show, I think Bravo at some point, when they do their, focus groups and they're doing, looking at their data, I think Candiace is not going to be one of those people that they're going to keep on the show, because she's still not likable. She's not likable. And that has nothing to do with her being darker skinned. I know she's used that excuse multiple times in comparison to her and Ashley. Ashley has been messy. Ashley has been messy without a doubt. But you see how Ashley has changed over the years in regards to who she's aligned herself with, how she's sort of kind of pulled back on her messiness and made friends with the women that she was battling with in the beginning of this show. And to me, that's always strategic. We see Marlo do it on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Marlo's like, okay, I'm not friends with you now. I need to make friends with someone else so I can stay on this show. Ashley's no fool. We see how Ashley has navigated her own marriage to secure the bag. Can we talk? Joyce says Ashley's she is still messy. We saw that in this last episode, but she knows who to be messy with and how much messiness she should get into. She's literally left the whole Robin situation alone. Remember, she was carrying that bone with Robin for a while, and Robin was like, "What have I done to you?" That's like my favorite gift from Robin. Thank you, Robin. You do have some legendary gifts. Oh, hey, Omar. Omar says, preach, especially since she became a mother. Yeah, I mean, we've seen Ashley make this sort of transition and build these relationships with these other women because she knows what it takes to stay on the show. She knows what it takes to stay on the show. Even in this last season, she knows that her storyline as a mother is not going to necessarily keep her on the show. She knows she has to get in the muck. She said it on Watch What Happens Live. She knows her job. Very much like Kenya knows the assignment. She steps up to the plate. She does what she's supposed to do to make good TV. Candiace, though, and Candiace does have some good moments. Look, I'm a straight shooter. Pow, 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 pow. Up until these last couple of episodes, Candiace was giving us some funny moments, some funny confessionals, besides the body shaming and all this other talking about people's mama situations. And when she says that people talk about her mama, I don't believe people talk about her mama, though. Not like that. If anything, your mother comes on the show being messy. If your mother comes on the show being messy, people are going to talk. Mia's mother didn't come on the show being messy. Mia's mother came on the show to tell her story, to share the story that she shares with Mia. That's the difference. And I think when people talk about Mama Dot, Mama Dorothy, they're talking about her behavior on the show. They're talking about, and that's the thing. It's the other women talking about her. That's not, look, we talk about it because they talk about her. There is a difference. There is a difference. Let me take some callers, guys, because this is not going to be a long live. You're just joining us. We're talking about the whole situation with Candiace and Mia. It's gone to social media. Before I take the callers, I do want to share some of the things that Mia posted on her social media. Hold on, y'all. What did I do with? Oh, here we are. There we go. So Mia. Oh, Mia. So Mia shared this on her social media. Of course, the candle, the 1 wick candle. Damn it, I need a candle. That's one thing I need to travel with, a candle. You know, you have to smell good when you're in hotels and Airbnbs. So she posted this on her social media, and she was just saying, well, what do we do here? And then she's like, swipe. All right, we'll swipe. Okay. So she posted some old tweets from Candiace. You may remember these tweets that had surfaced, and they're from 2010. Okay. And Candiace says, I think my office mate might be a little gay. He does some strange things, makes me raise an eyebrow here and there. Then she says, Phaedra's husband is so awkward. I think he might be a little gay too. Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is also from 2010. Okay. Another tweet from October of 2010. In reply, she says, I'm personally turned off by men who are too into fashion. It's a fine line. When you do too much, I'm disgusted. Makes me think, quote, gay. So in Mia's caption, she says, for the record, yes, these tweets are old, but my stripper past is also 10 years old. Why would someone keep bringing it up? Gotta ask them. Plus, if she wasn't homophobic, she would not refer to a full-bodied woman as handsome. So again, karma is a bitch. So she also goes on to say, let me just go to this other post that Mia posted. Okay. So Mia also posted this. And this is from user MissJackie.o. Using gender offensive language towards her, knowing she is and identifies with being a woman, is completely wrong, and in the workplace wouldn't be tolerated or accepted. Her comments lean to the homophobic side, and hold on, I guess it didn't give us the full situation. So Shakura agreed and said, I totally agree with you. I've wondered why this hasn't been addressed. It's totally unacceptable. Okay. Another person replied, and this is Mia who's posted this on her social media. She says she's transphobic. The big feet and hand comments is coming from a transphobic place. And I've heard these comments before from what people have been saying about some of the things that Candiace has said. Okay. And we knew about the homophobic tweets. They have been talked about and addressed. I do want to hear what everyone has to say. As I said before, I have posted the backstage link exclusively for our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. Shout out to them for supporting the channel. They will be the only ones allowed to call today. Just today, just a little surprise perk of being a member of the channel. So thank you to them for supporting. All right. And for shout out to our replay crew, I want to know your thoughts on, first of all, Candiace blaming being drunk for her behavior on this past week's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. And I want to know your thoughts on what Mia's saying. Do you believe that calling her handsome was derogatory? Do you think it was transphobic? I want to know your thoughts. All right. Okay. All right. We got Miss Brooks has been waiting patiently back here. I'm going to bring Miss Brooks up for a quick comment. What's going on, Miss Brooks?
Hey, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. So I just want to start off by saying that Candiace's comments really set women back stone ages. You know, the hard thing that being a woman, one of the things that we face is, you know, not being this cookie cutter image and always trying to exemplify a body of perfection. So the way that she
Mm.
keeps, you know, hammering Mia on her hands and her feet. These are the hands and feet that she was born with. So it is just, again, it speaks to the immaturity in Candiace's character.
Mm.
Now, as far as the alcohol um, tweet that she sent out, or whatever she put
Yeah,
out there,
she blamed being
Candiace
drunk.
yeah, about being drunk. She has a history of not taking accountability for when she does something wrong. And I really think it just goes back to the relationship and the unresolved issues that she has with her mother. She's unlikable because she does not own her mess.
Mm.
Nene from the other platform is messy and, you know, many other things, but she was likable because she stood in it. And I think that's what people are wanting to see from Candiace. You know,
Mm.
they're also wanting to see her have some type of control, even if it's just a little bit, over her emotions, over her outcries. You know, I think I posted somewhere, even under one of your comments, that napkin is now a permanent cast member on the show, and it's hard to watch. You know,
Yeah.
even in our last review, I said, okay, I'm going to go back and look at it because I had it on as background noise. And the look on Karen and Wendy's face, they were completely ashamed, embarrassed, and so many other things. I would love to see the unedited version of that table scene. I mean,
Mm.
I would love to see that. But that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I just think she needs to bow out gracefully, even if she is not this person. At what point do you say to yourself, or you have some type of self-reflection to say, you know what, I don't like how I'm being portrayed on this show. This is not who I am as a human, as a
Mm.
person, as a woman. Let me bow out gracefully and reinvent myself and show people who I really am. At what point
Mm.
does she say that or do that? All right, Kempire, take care. See you
Thank,
guys.
thank you so much for calling in, Miss Brooks. Okay. All right, guys. As a reminder, don't forget, we have over 500 and something people watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts. Look, we love hearing differing opinions. I don't care if you're, quote, Team Mia or Team Candiace. We don't believe in teams over here unless you're Team Kempire, period. But I do want to hear your opinions, and let's be respectful of each other, because as I always say, I'm going to put it on a t-shirt, we do not moderate adults. Okay? All right. Let me get Twan the Don, because Twan the Don, I know you having some difficulties backstage.
Oh yeah.
Twan,
Huh? Oh
what's going
shoot,
on?
I'm on. Jesus, I'm
Yes.
sorry. I left my phone right outside the house because I just let Cody out. You know, Candace, she continued to prove to me how much of a child she is. When a kid throw a stone and then the parents are around, who did it? I didn't do it. You know, she can't. She has no accountability. She has only thing she has working for her is her um oh God, her vocabulary. That's it. In my opinion, you don't respect your husband. You have a very beautiful person. I was about to say personality, vocabulary.
But does she
Um,
have a beautiful vocabulary, Twan? Because I've been forgetting to say this. One of the things my eighth grade teacher said to me: when you use so many curse words, says to me that you're not that intelligent because you can't find other words to articulate for
well,
yourself.
well, I'm speaking on the moments that she actually had used like great, SAT words and everything.
Okay.
She can use it. The only thing I think I find more disgusting about her is, and I said this before, and I love repeating myself when it comes to things like this. Candace acts like Monique upbringing, and
Yeah,
Monique had act like Candace upbringing. And I'm just
Nicole.
like, okay, what in the world could you have felt? She said, because I can't remember the comment verbatim, but she said, how does she know if I felt some type of way about being low budget? And I'm like, you had a well life, whereas though you didn't have to want for nothing growing up. And you can't compare that to you talking about her mother, knowing her mother has issues, because she didn't know the first time around, but they told her. And I honestly believe, and Danielle and us, we've been talking about this outside of here. I believe she knew prior to it. I believe she do. I mean, she
Mm.
did. But I will definitely say, now blame it on the alcohol. I'm surprised nobody made that into the song now. Blame it on the alcohol. Like, I just don't get her, and it's nothing to get. And I hope Bravo realized this need to be her final season, because it's a shame that you're sitting up here shaming Ashley for being with an older white man, but you with a man that's white that looks a little older now because you're aging him. He's drinking to put up with you. He's frustrated with you. And I don't want to see no breakups happen, but to be honest, when you're the cause of it, you're asking for it. You don't respect your husband. I
Oh,
mean, I don't know
Twan.
no more to really say about it. I mean, I really wish she would have been that iconic brown skinned sister that we would have grown to love. But if anything, she reminds me of Morning Breath. It's just not good. She,
I can't
yeah,
stand you, Twan.
I'm sorry, y'all. I want to love her because she's so cute in her little kid's body form. She's so small. I love smaller people because they just look so adorable. They have like this little dog syndrome. She looks so adorable, but when you look at her, it's like, nah, I see the evil in her. It's just like a little dog. That's why I was glad Medea did call her a little chihuahua, because that's exactly how she acts. And I have a miniature pincher chihuahua mix. So they're almost identical. Just saying. A lot of bark, no bite. What can I say? I mean,
I
it's
can't with this right
Candiace.
now. I
I'm sorry,
can't.
y'all. Please don't come for me in the comments too bad. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm speaking my truth. I really just think that Candiace is done. And if Bravo don't acknowledge this, it's going to be something worse down the line coming.
Mm. All right,
But
Twan.
that's
Thank you
all I
so much
got.
for calling in.
Thank you. Y'all have a
Wow.
great day.
You too. Twan, I can't. Princess Gabby, I'm going to bring you out. Guys, we have over 600 people watching. Be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe to the channel because you're getting daily and consistent content here on the channel. And of course, I did not get a chance to record my podcast yet, but I'm going to share with you details about my trip, details about hot topics that we have not discussed. So stay tuned for that. This week, you will get a new episode of the Kempire Radio podcast. Be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to rate and review because it does matter, because as you already know, everybody named Mama started a podcast, but Kempire Radio has been around for 15 years. So, all right, let's get into this. Princess Gabby, I'm going to bring you up for a comment. What's going on, Princess Gabby?
Hi, how are you? I hope you're enjoying your trip.
I am. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Candiace, I hate seeing her lose it, or I don't even know if she's really losing it, or this is really her, because I don't buy the alcohol thing. I just don't, because
Wow.
she's had too many of these similar outbursts, and for someone that claims to be a wordsmith and be so articulate, she's losing the argument when you start going for someone's physical attributes, their looks, or whatever. You're losing the argument, because that means you have nothing. If she keeps Mia, basically, as the kids say, spilled her own tea. She told them, yeah, I was a stripper. Yeah, I met him in the bar. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, my mom is a recovering addict. She took the win. She basically, what I say is, she ate milder. So everything that Candiace is saying to her, she gave to her. Candiace, if she was really that, I'm not saying she's dumb, because she's not, but she would do some research and do some digging on Mia. Not talk about her mom, not talk about her dad, on Mia. Because if you want to go there, don't go on a level. I mean, and I know she uses the excuse, well, if she says anything to me negative, it's all, I can say whatever I want, and that's not how it works.
No.
Not with grown-ups. Not with grown-ups.
Yeah.
It's disheartening to watch. I don't want anyone to lose their income. However, this show has gotten so away from what it was supposed to be. This is turning into like a Love and Hip Hop, because when it first started, we did have women who did live in Potomac, who did have money, and who were wives. I mean, even though Sharice was, an ex-wife, But nonetheless, it was, I like light shade. Light shade is funny, but I hate seeing a bunch of brown and black people on TV acting like they have no class and they've never been anywhere. Like arguing in public, you're the only black people in that restaurant and you're screaming like a maniac. Oh my God. That I had like secondhand embarrassment. I'm like, I would have just left. I would have gotten up and left. I'm like, I don't know these people. This is not my cup of tea. Like I believe Escale's husband is like, what the hell did we sign up for? Because he was like, is it always like this?
Because this is his first time being around them.
Right. He wants no parts of it, and I can't blame him. So I think Candiace needs to take a break. And I also have to say this, and I've said it before, I've posted it before. I really think when Candiace goes for the overseer, the white, black, like, I honestly believe with my heart of hearts that those are things that people have said to her. I believe that with my heart of hearts. And also I believe that she has some sort of deep in animosity towards the women that married up, because financially, I'm not gonna character bash Chris. She married down. They tried to give him like this, oh, he comes from a family. No, he didn't. No, he did not. No, he did not. No, he did not. No, he did not. And he's not a chef. He's a cook because he never finished culinary school. Facts. Facts. Yeah. Go take a sip of water on.
Do we know that to be true?
He attended, if you look at his bio, he attended Cordon Bleu. He is not a graduate of Cordon Bleu. Because if you went to Oxford for a semester, if you went to Stop! I'm serious. If you went to Oxford for a semester, right? If you write that down, oh, I attended a semester abroad at Oxford. You didn't graduate from Oxford. That doesn't make you an Oxford graduate. That means made you a student of. But if you read his bio, it was worded that way on purpose. He attended Cordon Bleu. He's not a graduate of Cordon Bleu or the CIA. He attended. That makes him a cook. If he graduated, he would be a chef. Period.
Somebody I gotta text Adam because poor Adam has felt so bad about calling him a cook. Adam is
correct. Adam is correct. He's a cook, not a chef. There's a huge difference. And every time someone calls him a chef, I go, no, he's a cook. And there's nothing wrong with being a cook. But, but
I heard his food is good. Look, I'm a straight shooter. I heard his food is good. There's
people that have never gone to culinary school that can cook like amazingly, but don't. And nobody ever corrects. I don't think they ever called him a chef on the show. Actually, and you know what else? When he had his chef's coat on, air quote, it didn't say Chef Bassett or Chef Chris. Think about it, because you can't that's like if you sell real estate, you have to join the Realtors Association. You can't call yourself a realtor. You can say I'm a real estate associate or real estate salesperson, but you can't call yourself a realtor unless you do the things that you need to do to become a realtor with the copyright symbol. Serious. I'm being serious. I'm not even joking. I'm not trying. That's not shade. That's fact.
I'm not joking. I'm just like,
all right.
Why hasn't this not come out earlier?
Well, who's gonna say it? I mean, I think it's there. It's not a secret. I just think nobody, most people don't care. It's not like he's calling himself a doctor.
Well,
and he was a paramedic. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's like, okay, call yourself whatever, you cook, chef, whatever. But no. All right, I'm gonna go. I want to hear other people's opinions. Thank you so much for listening to me. And tell Adam he is right. Okay. Tell Adam he is right.
I'm gonna text him as soon as I'm done.
Okay, good. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabby. Bye. Wow. Mind blown. All right, we're gonna take these last couple of calls. Judge Justice, I'm gonna bring you. Judge Justice, you are next. I don't have any favorites. I go in order.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Oh, you look very relaxed. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh yeah, I got my pillows set up, and it's really good for my back. So one thing is I want to say about the chef thing. All right, you don't have to go to culinary school to be a chef. There's the path that other people go through through experience. So you can just work your way up from a line cook or dishwasher and work your rank up to learn the ropes to it. You don't have to go to school. It's nice to go to school because, and I say that for anybody's, anybody's crafts. It's better if you can go to school or get some sort of formal training or take some classes because you get the fine tuning. Same thing if you're a designer. You may have already been a designer designing clothes, but if you go to fashion school, you'll learn about these materials and things about what works and how these things blend together that you would not know just doing it offhand. Or someone may not be able to teach you in person. So one thing I do want to say is that, Candiace, you a lie. You've been over the age of 21 for almost 14 years now. If it's the bottle that's the issue, y'all need to go clear out your whole, because remember they had that whole kitchen with bottles. Yeah. And they don't have no choices. They're not like, oh, I'm a light drinker or a dark drinker. They got everything. they got a whole, like, I think when they closed out his restaurant, they just took all the inventory home, honestly, and kept it in their house.
But didn't we find out that wasn't his restaurant? Didn't we find that out?
No, he was a part owner. He allegedly had, it wasn't, he's not the owner. He was a part owner, like a share of it. Okay. So that's sometimes what they do in like different companies. Like maybe you're not the owner of it, and you have a job, but like the same thing with like a COO. You're not the owner of the company, but you have a share into it, and you may get some dividends out of it doing well. That's another driving factor for you to do well. I think that Candiace, I think Robin, and I think Ashley, they need a break from TV for a little bit. They need to focus on something else. I know Robin, she needs to work on finding out what she's going to do after Bravo cuts her. She needs to find something sustainable because, yes, she's doing the hats. Yes, she's doing, I think, the house flipping still, but that's not sustainable enough to replace that 500,000-ish bracket that you would get. So that's one thing I want her to focus on is building up something else to do. Because it's not going to last. The hat stuff is not going to last. There's all these things that you're doing, you're putting your money in, isn't going to last. You know, unlike the candles thing, you may end up, you know, if like, for example, if Karen's candles don't sell well, you can always sell off that inventory to Ross or something like that, and it's still out there. You know, it may not be at the same price bracket would be if it was at Macy's or something, but she could still make some money off of it. So, you know, you're not gonna, nobody really wants, even though like the hats are cool with the design and stuff, not everybody want to wear a hat on top of their wig. So yeah, that's my take on it. Thank you so much, my Taurus brother, for having me. And remember, guys, you could go to school to get something done, but it's not the only way.
That's true. That's your bye. Jesse, you're a mess. All right, I'm gonna bring up Danielle because I know Danielle will be our last caller. We exclusively made it available for just our Team Kempire and Royal Court members to have exclusive access to the backstage. It's not one of the perks, but it was a surprise perk. So shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. And shout out to our mods for keeping this space an open dialogue where everyone can share their opinions, no matter if they agree with what Candiace has done on the show or if they agree with Mia or whoever. As I said before, we have over 700 and something people watching. So be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel because you're getting daily and consistent content. All right, I'm going to bring up Danielle. Danielle is showing her face today. She's ready. What's going on, Danielle?
Happy Wednesday.
Oh, thanks for the reminder.
Okay. So a couple of things. When you Google good old Chris Bassett, it clearly says Chris Bassett is more than just a husband of a Real Housewife of Potomac star. He is an accomplished chef and a former restaurateur. However, he closed his popular restaurant in 2020. And it's many articles that say that he is a chef. I think Justice brought up a good point where you don't have to grab, but I also think Gabby brought up a good point with going somewhere and actually obtaining the cert or degree once you come from there. I think that was a great point. But Justice brought up another good point because you can put hours in like with apprenticeships and things of that nature and still obtain that title. So that may be the case. I don't know, but that's what Google just said when you Google him. And
but can I just add a little something to that too?
Go for it.
Because a lot of these articles are, you know, so if they do a profile on you, if you do an interview with them, you send them your bio, and your bio is created by yourself, and they just add some of that information in there. I'm just want to add that little bit in. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying I want to add that little bit.
I was going to say that because what I just read kind of duplicates his IG profile, and we all know you do your own IG profile. I was going to say that next. So yeah, I totally agree with that. Okay. Oh, Candy. Candiace is lying about the alcohol. And I think that, and I thought about this while I was listening to everyone else. If she really was drunk, when Chris pulled her aside, Chris would say, look, you've been drinking too much, you're just popping off because you're drunk. Now, here's the thing. That conversation could have happened and it could have been edited out. But really, we know it wasn't edited out because we know that Candiace wasn't drunk. And let's take a quick stroll down memory lane. When the ladies went to, I don't even remember where they were. And all I remember is they were in a hotel lobby and Giselle and Karen were bickering back and forth. And that's when Giselle was like, that Ray wants Erica Love. Okay, so Candiace jumped in between them. She was like, you all are embarrassing in front of these white people but now look who's embarrassing in front of the white people, Candiace. Now who's the pot calling the kettle black? And
I forgot about that moment.
Yes, as far as the colorism piece, and I know people gonna go when I say this, but I have to pull it all together. I am not an OG fan, but OG makes a good point when she brought up colorism and said that Kristen didn't understand or couldn't relate to her colorism because she had the European features. Candiace, shut up with your European features. Candiace, shut up. You have European features, Candiace, shut up. And as much as she talks about Mia's feet and Mia's big hands, Mia is 5'9". Candiace is like 5'1", 5'2". She's all the way bigger than you, Candiace. So of course, anything about her is going to be bigger than you. Candiace needs to stop lying about the alcohol. Candiace needs to stop acting like she didn't know about Mia's mother, because I really do think that she knew. And I'll give her the benefit of the doubt when she said she didn't know at Giselle's yard party. I don't even know what to call it. But I think after that, for you to continuously say it again when they got down Eastern Shore, you knew you were hitting below the belt, and you would, because she even said across the countertop, she was like, "You gonna do this?" And she got all up and came for Mia. And when someone comes towards her, then she wants to pull out the tissues and start crying. No, and all that. No, I'm not. Candiace, you've shown us who you really are. And I think she's been putting on a facade up until now. She's shown us this 3 times. She's shown us with the butter knife and Ashley. She's shown us with Monique. And now she's shown us with Mia. 3 different times, 3 different people, 3 different seasons. We continuously get the same thing over and over and over again. She couldn't keep the mask on anymore. And I do believe it's how her mother raised her. And unfortunately, I just think a lot of her anger and aggression is coming because she can't do it to her mom, which is what she wants to project it, or she can't do it to Chris because she's scared. She's going, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm about to get in trouble. It's exhausting.
I just want to respond to this comment. Let Mia call your channel low budget just because. I'm sure she has, and I'm sure other people have. Look, I just told the story the other day about when I was doing Kempire Radio and our intern had posted my comments and they tagged Tamar, and Tamar said my basement radio show. Look, it's going, everyone starts from a certain place in their career, and you elevate. And even Mia said that, even though I don't think that's what Mia meant when she called it low budget. But I don't care what people have to say. Do you not realize the amount of comments that we get on this channel? Yeah. I don't spend my time watching all the comments. Every once in a while, if I have time, I will respond to a comment. But looky here. Plenty of y'all probably called me worse than low budget on here. People talk about my list. People talk about y'all usually say nice things about my skin. But look, if you're going to put yourself out there, people are going to have opinions. Yes, every once in a while, people are going to get in their feelings, but you ain't going to see me on here with some sort of butter knife, crying, cussing. No, every once in a while, if I have time, I'll come back at you with a witty response or just a response. So it's all good. Thanks for being here, though, Miss Lewis.
But to piggyback on what you just said, even before Candiace got on the show, she's shown us how she voiced her opinion back in 2010 with her gay comments or her homophobe comments. Like, so she's voiced her opinion, but no one can say anything about her. And I kind of, on the thing about Mia bringing up the comments, I saw that when she posted the other day, and I really wanted to just respond like, take this down. We already knew about this. This is old news. You're really not doing nothing with it. I thought it was kind of pointless for Mia to post that. It was.
Yeah.
But that shows that she's her own social media manager. She tries to fake like she needs to hire a new one.
Well, she let the other one go, so she has to handle her own comments right now. I just want to say thank you to Doll Baby for the super chats that you sent, and I think I missed a super chat from Jag. I apologize. StreamYard doesn't allow me to go all the way back up, but thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you, Carla. Any other thoughts, Danielle?
No, but Twan was on point. What did he say earlier? I literally felt
a lot.
I literally fell to the floor. I swear. Oh my gosh. Everyone, yeah. Candiace needs, and I told Twan and Justice and them the other day that I feel like she needs to just be a friend next season. But I think she needs to actually remove herself, because whatever happened to therapy and her post-its? We don't see that anymore. Monique leaves, and all of a sudden you're cured. Your therapy is over.
Logan says 2 things can be true at the same time. RHOP is colorist. Candiace's actions are wrong. Thank you, Logan. That coming from an attorney. All right, Danielle, thank you so much for calling in, and thank you for being #TeamKempire.
Team Kempire, #yay.
Have a good one. Bye. Guys, here are my final thoughts on this. If you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts on some of the things that I've said about this news story. And of course, I want to hear what your thoughts are on what the callers have said. But of course, be civil, because here on the channel, we ain't here raising grown adults or moderating them. Shout out to everyone that sent in the super chat. Shout out to our moderators, and shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. We're going to continue to watch. As you know, season 6 of the Real Housewives of Potomac is about to wrap. They've already filmed the reunion. There are going to be more things to cover. And of course, we will be covering the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. Part 1 airs tonight. It's 4 parts. We will be talking about it tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe so you don't miss out on that conversation, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified, and join our texting community. Let me post that here. Join the texting community. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to my mods for keeping this space an open conversation of people with differing opinions. It's okay if we have a different opinion, as long as we are being respectful of each other, as always. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow. Yes. Let's take a break for the rest of the evening. I'm going to go take a walk and enjoy the streets of Amsterdam. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.